Hey, hello, good afternoon, guys. Hope you're all having a great day. I promise you during this time, you're going to have heard things that I've said at previous 90-day game plans and conferences, and there might be some things that you haven't heard before. But the reason you would have heard them is because they actually work, and those leaders before us have done them. And my background is in early education, and kids learn. We need to hear it often. And sometimes when you hear it the first or second or third time, you didn't need to know it at that time, but now at this point in your business, you do. So I guess I was going to go through a few things, like why do we need customers? We know customers are the lifeblood of our business, right? If we don't have customers, we actually don't have a business. So we would have heard often and over again, and you would have heard throughout this morning, customers often become our best distributors. So we want to give great customer care because often that will lead or will lead to great residual income. So who needs our products? Well, everyone, right? You can say everyone needs our product, but often if we're trying to get everyone on our product, we're getting no one. So being really specific about who you want to have as your customer, just like you might have done as who you want for your team, because I promise if you've got people who you can relate to as your customer, you're going to want to do customer care with them. You're going to feel like you can reach out and connect with them and that it's easy to talk to them. So get specific on who your customer looks like and then hang out in the places they hang out. Go and do the things that they're doing. Have your elevator pitch that Fiona just talked to you about, and have it relevant to them. Obviously, we've always got to have an elevator pitch that we can tweak, and we're going to have customers that don't always fit that profile. But, for the majority, you want to have people that you relate with and can help. And then when you're doing your social media, post posts that are relevant to those people. If you've really been really specific on the posts you put out there, you want those people who you want to attract to go, oh my gosh, she knows exactly what I'm feeling or what I need in my life right now. So how do we get customers? We've got to go speak to people, we've got to go out and find them, go and talk, and we've got to show up at events. And events can look really different, for all of us, or we can have all different types of events in our life. So online events, we're really privileged to have quite a few of them a week that we can tap into. Large group events, so live events. We also most of us have at least one in our area that we can go to, and if you don't, you can start one. And then in-home events, which we all know is how Fee did build her business in the beginning. And if you go into your virtual office and you click on events or franchisee training, there is so much information in there to get you set up for an event. You don't even actually need to do any of the work. They've got like messages you can send out. They've got invites. They're telling you, how to get set up. They've got pamphlets. You would have all received one of these Farm Fresh Nutrition pamphlets. You can pretty much just go through this in a really relaxed environment and share our product and then our business slightly on the end if you need to or you want to. And there's all the information in here. So, it's easy just asking people too, do you get enough fruits and veggies? Most people are going to say no. And then what if I could show you a product? We don't know what it's going to do for them. And of course, we're going to under promise and over deliver, but finding out and just offering the product to them. We have a couple of great acronyms that you would have heard probably throughout the business that Linda would have shared and other leaders. So if you're struggling to start conversation with people, I suggest you write down these ones. FORM, FORM. Ask them about their family. Ask them about their occupation, their recreation, and their motivation. What motivates them? What lights them up? What do they want to do in this life? Because I promise you, within those four, you're probably going to find a reason why our product, our business, our community makes sense to them. And then there's another one too that if you want to go a bit deeper is plot. And we've used this more for team, but I honestly think it can help with customers too. And that's pain. Find out what their pain is. If it's their child's eczema or an eating disorder or whatever they've got, and then L is lessons. But I would say in that, what have they already been through and tried and done, and really come from the heart and acknowledge all of that and, you know, really understand that they've gone on a really big journey already to find something that has tried to work with them. Share the opportunity that we have and the triumph of what, you know, it has done for people. And obviously, again, not promising anything, but sharing a link that is relevant to what they need and what they need in their life. So what is their pain? We've got so many amazing resources, so find a link that targets that. Of course, we have objections. So if you haven't read or listened to GoPro, go and listen to that, because the Feel Felt Found is amazing, and I use it for product and business, and sometimes just with my kids or my husband. You know, you want to know, tell them you understand how they feel. You totally felt the same way, but what you found was. So that can come in so many different ways. If it's that they already eat enough fruits and veggies, or they've tried another product, whatever it is. But Feel Felt Found, I promise you, will change your life if you haven't already been doing it. We might not have all the answers, and it's not our job to know everything about everything, but we have amazing connections that do have, you know, we can put them in touch with resources and people within our team that can help them out. So signing up our customers, we get to do that by phone, by our computer. We get to tell them about their customer portal. We can fill out a customer profile sheet, which you will find in our files in Yellow Down Under. I also send out a questionnaire to mine just because I like text. I send out a little questionnaire and it just says their name, their date of birth, what they... how much they're drinking, like how much water they're drinking, what's their recreation, you know, how many hours of sleep are they getting every night, what are they willing to change to create their goals, you know, and that just gives me some information to kind of hold them accountable later on and check back in, you know, are you sleeping more than this? And that can also help when they say the product's not working for them, you know, and you can say, well, how's your sleep? And they might say, oh, great, I sleep amazing. You've got something to go back on and say, well, remember, you were getting up 3 or 4 times a night, or you weren't drinking water, or your kids didn't like fruits and veggies. You also get their access to their birthday then, which, you know, we'll use later on. And just in that, I also ask them if they'd prefer me to text them, call them, you know, whatever else. I know we're all busy, and some people just would prefer an email. But I still always will call them at some point in the 4 months though, even if they've said email, but I don't want to harass them every week if they don't want me to shut their ear off. So now what, right? You've signed them up, they're in the process, and you're like, oh, off you go. No. We've got to stay in there and help them. You know, one of our uplines have said before, you've planted the seed and now you've got to water it, right? But you don't want to soak it. You don't want to give them too much information and overload them. I always say to my customers, I don't want you to have to create a new habit, because if any of you have gone and read things about habits, it takes a really long time to create a new habit. So I want them to put Juice Plus into something they're already doing. So if they have, you know, if they tell me they're a morning coffee drinker and they're not, you know, at this stage not willing to give that up, I say put it with the coffee, you know, put it with your jug, or, you know, with your toothbrush, or whatever their morning thing that then is a no-brainer for them and they're going to go do. Put it there, because they're going to take it. Well, hopefully they're going to see it anyway, right? And it's going to remind them. So we want to add Juice Plus into a habit that they're already doing, and then it might knock out one of those other bad habits that, you know, they might not have to have a coffee every morning. We want to check in that it actually arrived, and we want to make sure that they know how to take the product. You know, we know in our bottles it spreads it out during the day, and for the first 2 weeks, my husband and I did that. We took our product morning, lunch and dinner. And then I guess, you know, the novelty wears off, but you get busy and life happens. And, you know, I was missing the lunchtime one, so I was having 2 lots at night. Now we take them all in the morning. It works for us. It's part of our family routine. My kids can even go and set it up. We have a little bowl that separates them. They know how many mum and dad have, how many they have, and it's just part of our morning routine. So we want to tell our customers that Juice Plus works better in our body than it does on the shelf. So if they're not taking it, they're not obviously going to get results. So then we're going to build a relationship with them, because often, I mean, in the beginning, a lot of our customers are people we know, but then it becomes people we don't know. We might get referrals, or we might meet people online. So we haven't actually built a relationship with those people. So go on and get to know them, you know, checking in with them and asking other questions, not just about are they taking Juice Plus or what it's done for them. Get to, you know, you might have heard Chenny talk in a 90-day game plan, I think it was, or a conference, saying get to know the colour of their carpet. Find out about their dog. People love to talk about their life. So getting that and actually writing it on your customer profile sheet when you're talking to them, so you've got something to go back on. You know, we all think we're going to remember everything, but we often don't. You know, it's the same with putting our names on our grid. We often forget to put who we've talked to and what we've talked to them about. So then you can check back in. You can know if the dog's going for surgery on Friday, you can send a message on Friday saying that you can, you know, how's the dog going? You know, did it all go well? I'm thinking of you today. Have the courage to do your customer care, I think, too, is something, because often we get a little bit fearful around, you know, is it the right time to call? Is it not? You know, just having that 20 seconds of courage to actually pick up the phone. It's not going to take us a long time to do it if we do a little bit every day or every week. Keep in contact. You know, I asked a bunch of our leaders, you know, what was their number one tip, and pretty much everyone just said communication is key. You know, and communication can look like different things. You know, obviously a phone call, a text message, an email. It also looks like our customer care groups that we've got, but not just dumping them in there and leaving them for someone else to deal with, but adding value to them. Tagging them in a post on Facebook that might be relevant to them. Sending them a recipe. Some teams have newsletters. Sending them the birthday card. You would have got their birthday and their kid's birthday when you put through their order, or the birthday through the text message when you sent out in the beginning. Adding value along the way, like when Fee has put on these retreats and our customers are invited to, that's massive adding value to their life. You know, they get so much out of that and they had such a good afternoon. Sending little thank yous, like it can just be a little thank you card and that's all. It can be as big or small, the gifts that you want to give them. Sending a shake. You know, finding little things like this at Typo, a little notebook that like it cost me $2 and I just have it sitting here. One day I'll have a customer, a team member that starts with B and I'm ready to go, right? When I went to the States, you know, I sent all of my customers a thank you or just a postcard to say, you know, thank you so much for your support. I've had an amazing time while I've been at conference. You know, it cost me hardly anything, but it can be bigger. You can do journals from Kmart, still only a couple of dollars, or I found these cookbooks at Target for $3.50 just after Christmas. So I picked up a whole bunch and I have ready to send out throughout the year if it's a birthday or whatever else is going on in their life. So another thing I did pick up off, I think Juice Plus franchisee page, was making these little capsule lids for travel capsules. So I've been collecting mine now and sending it to team and the customers as little gifts. So especially if I know they travel, you just take the 2 lids and tape them together, and then they've got a little travel container and they can take their Juice Plus with them and they're not forgetting. So I actually keep one of these in my handbag. Well, I keep 2 because I like to colour code. So I've got the red and green one as well. Red and green. And then that's, you know, simple. It didn't cost me anything, right? It cost me some tape. And I love to, you know, we all like to recycle our containers and looking for ideas on how to do that. So there's so much way we can add value back into their life, and it can be as big or small, cost as little or as much as you want. I've also done prizes before for Customer of the Month, and I've included people who have referred people to me. So I've got friends who aren't on the product, but they've referred their parent or sister or someone. So I've included them in, and one of those girls won a prize at Customer of the Month one time, because you never know, right, when her family might need our products too. So our job is to also educate our customers. So, you know, I kind of touched on that before, sending links that are relevant to them. And that's relevant, you know, not just in the beginning when they sign up, but throughout their life. And if we're talking to them, you know, monthly or however, we're going to know that other things have happened in their life, like a friend's gotten sick or something else is happening. We can send another link then. You know, I don't know if this is for you, or I don't know if your friend would be interested, but I saw this and I thought of her because. Sending out a newsletter if your team do one, plugging them into the one simple change. plugging them into Shred 10, A Healthy Revolution, and doing it with them. You know, it's so easy to just say, go and do that. But if you're doing it with them, you're going to support them more along the way. Fee touched on earlier the mission-driven model. It's on our website. We can get to it on our own websites and also by changing our VO to the US. Becoming a product of the product. And I guess, you know, we heard this morning when Peter is now going to do the shred, and, you know, people will see that, you know, see him do it, see his results, and they'll be like, oh, wow, okay, I'm going to jump on and do that too. Utilising our amazing resources to help our customers. We've got YouTube, we've got files, our virtual office, our website, the customer profile sheet, customer care guides. Like some teams already have a customer care guide set up. It tells you exactly what day to send things out. I mean, you don't have to follow it to a T, but there's guidelines here, and then you can just have a little chart and tick off so that's keeping you accountable for checking into your customer. Gratitude, being grateful for the customers that we have, right? Because they've invested in you. Just being thankful for that, and the universe will only send us the customers we can handle. So if we're not looking after the customers we have right now, we're not going to get any more because we can't handle that and we can't take that on. Asking our customers for referrals. Don't be afraid to do that, you know, because especially if they've had great results, and even if they're not on the product, they, you know, like I said, my friends, I often will say, I know this product isn't for you if I've already talked to them about it, but do you know anyone, or do you think your mum, you know, now that she's got this X, Y, and Z, do you think she'd be interested in taking a look? Inviting our customers to take a look at the business, especially if they're, you know, reshipping, because, you know, maybe they want to get the money back on their own product, and also too if they've started to refer friends and family to us. I've got a few little one-liners from Fee and Celine that I picked up along the way, and that's to be a finder keeper. You know, we want to, it's easier to keep a customer than to go and find another one. So let's be finder keepers. Celine has also said, contact equals care, care equals keep. So if we're in contact with them, you know, often we're going to be able to build that relationship, care for them, and keep them. Also, Celine said that every customer is a distributor in training. So if you think about, I mean, some of us might be like me, and I came into the business and product at the same time. So I didn't have customer care, obviously. No one had done customer care for me, but you don't want to have a customer in your team that then decides to, customer under you that decides to become team, and then you're telling them what they should do for their customers, but you never did it for them, right? So we want to train our customers right from the beginning how our customers are looked after. And I also heard that, you know, we don't need a degree to share and sell this product. We just need a big heart. So if, you know someone who needs it, you can absolutely do this, and just by having a big heart, getting to know them, finding out what it is they need and like and what lights them up in this life, and yeah, going to work on that. So that's what I have. If anyone wants questions or Fee wants to add anything.